Welcome back. We're gonna try this shit again. What do you mean? Bro. Try this shit again. Alright, we're gonna be quick about it this time. Alright, so what the fuck? Mods? No mods. Convoy beyond 8 players. And best way to play the game, hands down, best way. Real quick. Mods are subjective. Important mods you should have aside from that. Subjective, Mexico, right? You don't need it. You can buy it. It's like $5. Subscribing, Patreon, some shit like that. What you should do, because this team puts in work. I'll show you that on the map. It's gotta be short. All right, subjective. All this shit, subjective. The realistic, brutal graphics and weather. The basic graphics to the game seem to be way better than that. So I turned that shit off. Real soundproofing. This is very immersive. All right, very immersive. Realistic mirror, immersive. Signboards, immersive. Real companies, immersive. GPS. This is a helpful UI to keep all that extra shit off your screen. You need that. Icons, immersive. You need that. Subjective. Roadblocks, right? You need that. Immersive. Custom wheels. Just like nice looking shit. That's good shit. Minimal advisor interface. Subjective, but helps with immersion. So neither here, neither there. California stop when it's up to date. Immersion. AST, advanced traffic, immersive. Now that's the end of that shit. Let's move on. All right, let's get into the game. Yeah, we're gonna exit that. Now, get into that game. All right, we're in the game. Convoys. All right, there was a video we went through changing your configuration files, so we're not going to backpedal. What I will say, you need advanced filters, sessions with mods, sessions with optional mods. Okay. If you've watched the config file video, you'll know now when you're in the game, you see 80 player lobby, 20 player lobby, 128 player lobby. Right? Now we don't need this no more. So you can see loading up all that. This is all loading up all that stuff. So it'll take a second. We don't need that. But that's how you get into large party convoys. So if you are playing this game, you need to change your config files. You got to change it. First order of business, go change configuration files, then go back. Once you go back, you're now playing American Truck Sim. You need to do that. Don't go into convoy and fucking 8 player shit. Fuck that. Go change that shit up. All right. Now, let's go into settings. Immersion, right? We're gonna talk some immersion. Fatigue simulation, that shit's real, it's immersion. Traffic offenses, that shit's real, it's immersion. For a job length factor, depends where you're working, but immersion. Parking difficulty, that's immersion. Okay, cut that shit on. It's gonna suck, but you're gonna learn how to do it. Random road events. Okay, I drive in real life. Yes, actually, I've seen a lot of shit. Let me just be honest. Just driving on a regular basis, you see a lot. So let's bump this shit up to 10. Detours. Yeah. Very rarely do I see that. Once in a blue, I see a whole detour. Unless there's construction in cities, um, which you'll be detoured to go a block around um, construction. And that's not in this game. This shit is highway shit. And like, I seldom, unless it's a really bad accident, it'll detour you off the highway before you get to the accident, then to drive you around the accident and put you back on the highway a few miles down. So, but this game doesn't have that. So cut that shit off. That'll fuck up the immersion. Rain probability. I got to the 10%. Depends on where you live, how immersed you want to be in that. Automatic transmission. I drive automatics for a living. I don't drive the manuals. I did go to school and I did train with a 10-speed Easton, but I don't drive that in real life. So boom. Stability from the, I've driven a few trucks and they're all different. Not drastically, but they're all different. Truck stability, it's usually the same. I got that maxed out. Cabin suspension stiffness, that varies, wear and tear and actual type of vehicle. But 50 feels close to what I'm driving. Suspension stiffness, 75%, feels close to what I'm driving. The drive shaft torque, 50%, I can actually turn that down to maybe 40. That feels closer. Braking intensity, I don't have that, but if you're driving bobtail, you're gonna feel that. So those of you who know, you're gonna know that. Air brake simulation, yeah. Realistic fuel consumption, yeah. This is all immersion. Uneven surface simulation, it depends where you are, but for me, 125% immersion feels great. Cabin accessory physics, yeah, stuff moves around. Truck speed limiter, most companies, they cap you, big trucks, 65 miles per hour, it's governed. Adaptive cruise control, I don't use that shit. Blind spot sensor, and don't have that on my truck. Rain sensor, don't have that. Automatic engine, nope. Automatic headlights, I don't have yes I do. Automatic high beams, I don't have. Auto blinker turn off, yes. Parking brake engaged, no. Automatic engine brake, no. I have selective, but in the truck you've got a switch, and then you can click the switch and it's going to either be on, runs itself, or it's going to be on as selectors. Most trucks on and then selectors. So being that I don't want to program right now, I'm going to leave it at automatic because I've got one button to trigger that. But in real life, it depends on the truck you're driving. So immersion wise, you might want to run auto engine brake off and just hit the button, and then your selector, either maxed or not, because it changes. If you're bobtailing, you don't want the engine brake. If you're a truck, like a tanker truck, a box truck, a dump truck, and you're not pulling or you're not weighted, you're empty, you don't want the engine brake, right? You don't want it. Automatic retarder, yes, that's on. Anti-lock braking, yeah. ABS. Traction, yes. All right, immersion, boom. Steering cam rotation. So usually when you turn, you're looking in the direction you're turning. So the game has to incorporate that. Unless you have a eye tracker like Toby or something. I do, but I'm gonna say The Tobii eye tracker isn't the best. It needs work. So I'm not using that shit. Alright, now you want this on and you can change it how you feel under the rotation factor. But the reason you want that on is because when you turn the wheel, you're looking in that direction and you're looking in that mirror. You're watching your ass, okay? The end of your trail, the end of your load, to make sure you're not taking out light poles, cars, people, fire hydrants, right? That's why you want that on. Immersion. All right, what else? Blinker camera, and you don't want that on. Blinker means as long as the blinker's on, your camera view is looking in that direction. Physical camera movement. Immersion, when you're driving, your seat goes up and down, depending on the vehicle you're in. It's a little bit or a lot. If you have a very cushiony seat, it's going to go up and down, up and down. You got a nice ride. All right, let's see. Real quick. Controls. There we go here. All right, so here. Force feedback. With a big steering wheel. This is the Trucker's Moza wheel, and it's about the size of a normal vehicle's wheel. It requires more motor. So I have this cranked up to 170. I can go higher, but at this moment, this is cool. This helps give you all of the feeling in the wheel to help immerse you in the game. Real quick, at this point, a truck wheel is not like a car wheel. A bigger wheel, you don't feel all those quick, sporty jerks. It's still weighted, but it's almost like a delayed, but not feeling. It's light, but heavy. If you get a trailer wheel off the road or in a ditch, you're gonna feel it. But you can't have a small sporty wheel because a quick jerk or just a little tug cause you to lose control, roll it. So in big trucks, big wheels, less movement, so you keep control. Right? So overall gain 170. Centering at high speed, 50%. Centering at low speed, none. Internal friction, how much force and fight comes back through the steering wheel. That's an 85. This feels really close to driving in real life. Engine resonance, 2%. Terrain surface, 20%. Again, these things feel really close to driving in real life. Bumps, 40%. Collision, 60%. Understeer slip, 50%. Again, feels close. The brake is close to the floor for me, because in real life, the brake, when you push it down, close to the floor, that's about what I'm feeling there. And then floor. All right, right there. Real life, there it is. Stab braking, the best way to slow down, fastest way to slow down, safest way to slow down. Riding the brake, not necessarily a good thing with air brakes. Acceleration, this pedal is closer, but not close to the floor. And then there, let's see. All right, this is the floor. Back up. All right, so a little past the halfway mark is where we are right now. Floor. All right. Also, for the sake of this game, we have a joystick. We have a Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, and we have that so we can have the axis. Now, you see here, look left, look right. All right, joystick. We got a thumb trigger and a pointer finger trigger, but while we're holding the joystick, look left. There it is. Look left. Look right. Aside from that, we have a smaller joystick on the top of the joystick, and we can click right and we can click left, and that just lets us look directly the direction we want to go. All right, boom. Now that is the setup. Let me show you the map. All right, now remember we have added Mexico. It looks like they're still working on Central America. Here we are, Yucatan Peninsula. We're looking at the islands. Now there are mods for the islands, but I don't think it's a constant production team versus this Reforma team, who is, just zoom in and show you, they don't play around. They're getting it in, right? They are getting it in. Look at all this map down here. So it's like Patreon, $5 a month, which helps them fund what they're doing. You can come over here. You can see Cali, and you can see we're coming down the peninsula. And look at all the map. Let's zoom in and show you some. All right, zoom in. Here we go. We got stuff here. Guerrero Negro, Black Guerrero. Oh, that's kind of Guerrero, where the blacks are. I mean, Negro Guerrero, right? Black Guerrero. Let's see. Punta Rejos. Puerto San Carlos. Ciudad Constitution. I believe I said that right. But you can see here, we got plenty of places to be. And I haven't traveled. Eesh, look at this. I haven't done much traveling. Alright, now, trying to make everything work in conjunction. I don't have though Canada and stuff installed right now, or coast to coast. I'm going to let SCS finish their work as they continue to move through these areas. Iowa, I believe, and then they're going to be adding some stuff up here. So I'm not going to add coast to coast for Canada right now. They don't seem to have any intentions of going to the lower half of North America. Maybe they'll get with the Reforma team, add them, and let them continue to build and pay them and add more to their team so they can get through Central America. And nice. All right, so there's the map. We looked at the mods. We looked at, I mean, I would only imagine coming down to Louisiana next. Let's look at that. It's right there. And then you got these here, and then Florida. We'll get to it no time soon, but they're doing a great job. All right, so that's what we got. That's the setup. Again, we got a haptic feedback gate. You need that. Immersion, you want to get you a direct drive wheel. Best immersion, truck size wheel. It is not the same as your race car wheels. So if you're on a Logitech, it's not the same. It does not feel anything like real. You need a trucker size wheel. So that's what you need for immersion. That's it.